From the gritties to the IG lives, the ups, the downs, the story of Ja Morant is truly unique, and in today's video, we will be deep diving into every single file of Ja Morant's career. Chapter 1. Pre-draft Ja Morant. Ja Morant would attend Crestwood High School in South Carolina, and he was the class of 2017, and wait, he's listed at 4 foot 450. So I don't know what troll put that there, but he wasn't tall at all his first 2 years of high school. He was around 5'9". And until his junior and senior year, when he would grow up to about 6 foot, he wouldn't be averaging any numbers that were worth looking at, but he would start cooking in these junior and senior years. And he would be averaging about 27, 8, and 8 over these seasons. And even though those numbers stand out, he still wasn't getting the recognition that he thought he deserved. That was until, well, this changed his entire life. Bruh. No, seriously, Ja Morant was playing at a camp during his senior year, and he was actually playing in the back gym. And there was a coach there from Murray State who got hungry and left the main gym where the high prospects were playing to go to the back gym and get a concession. And I'm sure many of you have already heard this story, but he saw Ja Morant playing in a 3-on-3 game in the back gym and decided to go up to his dad and recruit him to Murray State. And Ja Morant and his family were so hyped about this offer, they would accept it, and Ja Morant would be attending Murray State, which isn't a crazy blue blood or anything like that, and they were actually 16 and 17 the year before they got Ja. But Ja was just set and focused on making the most of this opportunity that he gets to play on a D1 team. And throughout his first year at Murray State, he would play in 32 games, start in all 32 of them, and play 34 minutes a night. And throughout his freshman year, he would average 12.7 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 6.3 assists. And he would do all of this while averaging about 46% from the field on only 9 shots a game. He would lead Murray State to a 26-6 record and also winning their conference. However, they would get blown out in the tournament game in March Madness, and Ja Morant would have a decent game, 14 points on 50% shooting, but it was pretty clear that he was going to be coming back for a second year at Murray State. And in my opinion, this second year at Murray State is when Ja Morant was truly born. And this second year, he would average 24.5 points per game, 10 assists per game, and 5.7 rebounds per game. And he would win all of these awards, which include being an All-American and a lot of awards in his own conference. And Murray State would go 28-5 this year and go back to the NCAA tournament, winning their conference. And this time, Ja Morant would not let down in the NCAA tournament. Murray State would clap Marquette in the 12-5 matchup in the first round. And Ja would have a triple-double, the first since Draymond Green, with 17 points, 11 rebounds, and 16 assists. And he would get interviewed after the game, and he would give almost all of the credit to his teammates. What a stand-up nice guy. I can't see him getting into any sort of trouble. But in the second round, Murray State would get clapped and blown out by Florida State. And Ja would drop 28 points in this game, but the rest of his team was kind of mid, and it just wasn't enough to match up against a superior team. And right after this game, he would get interviewed and said he's looking to get back to work almost immediately. But that work would not be at Murray State, as his name was rising in mock drafts. Here he's third. Another mock draft he's listed at 4, and he's even listed as high as number 2 in some mock drafts. And the closer we got to draft day, it was pretty obvious that he was going to be in the top 3. And when the draft lottery order officially released, the Grizzlies get the number 2 pick, and they are in suit for a new point guard. And boom, it all aligns and adds up. The Memphis Grizzlies select Ja Morant with the 2nd overall pick. Wow, this is what we've been waiting for Ja. He's been cooking at Murray State, and now he's in the NBA. Chapter 2. Rookie Ja. Now Ja was heading into his rookie season, and the expectations were a little mixed. It wasn't like Zion, who had extremely high expectations through the roof, and it wasn't like a second-round pick who had no expectations. It was around the middle of the pack. People were just kind of excited to see what he was going to do. And the Grizzlies were complete buns last season, so everyone was just kind of expecting something maybe a little bit better than 33 wins. And boom, in Ja Morant's first ever career NBA game, 14 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal and a block on 50% shooting. He did have 6 turnovers, but he's a rookie. These are mistakes that we are expecting. Oh my gosh, in Ja Morant's 3rd game of his career, 30 points, 9 assists on 59% shooting, and he would lead the Grizzlies to an overtime win over the Nets. He's looking like a vet out there. And Ja was showing early that his game translates to the NBA. Yes, the Grizzlies weren't winning all of those games, but he was playing amazing and leading the team. And a couple weeks after this, Ja would actually be sidelined with some back spasms, and he would only miss 5 games from this, but it was a little hiccup in the beginning of his rookie season. But he would come back from this injury and actually be playing amazing basketball again, including this stretch in early January where he was looking like the clear front runner for Rookie of the Year. And everyone's preseason pick, Zion, had still yet to suit up and play a game for the Pelicans at this point, so Ja Morant was running away with the award. And right before the NBA shutdown, Ja Morant would have his first career triple-double, doing like he did at Murray State, and then he would also have this 27-point 14 assist game, looking like he's back in that NCAA tournament. And going into the NBA shutdown, the Grizzlies were a nice 500, just drifting around it, and so Ja Morant was clearly having an early impact on the team. And after the NBA restart, Ja Morant would not skip a beat, having multiple games like this 22-11 game, this 19-4-9 game, 17-10 game. He was hooping in the bubble. And to close out the NBA bubble, Ja Morant would have another triple-double against the Milwaukee Bucks in a Grizzlies victory, and then against the Blazers in the first ever play-in game, he would have his career high 35 points, 8 assists at the time. He was going insane. Now we are going into the first ever offseason for Ja Morant, and over his rookie season, he would average 18 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists on 47, 34, 77 shooting. Absolutely amazing rookie stats, and he only really missed those couple games due to back soreness, so he played most of the season for the available games. And over the offseason, Ja Morant would win Rookie of the Year and obviously be on All-Rookie First Team. An amazing start to a hopefully super long and undramatic career. Chapter 3. Next up. Now we are going into year 2 of Ja Morant, who just won Rookie of the Year. The expectations are rising, and he just led the Grizzlies to more wins in less games in his first season just as a rookie. And oh my gosh, in his first game of his second season, new career high, 44 points on 67% from the field. The first game of year 2 Ja, he is here. And unfortunately, only after 2.5 games of this new season, Ja would actually deal with an ankle sprain that would sideline him longer than we've ever seen during his short career so far. And when he came back, his production did show a little bit of a slowdown, but it wouldn't be long before he would turn it back up. Back-to-back 35 pieces here, even a double-double and 10 assists in this game. It looks like he is back to himself and maybe even a better version of himself. And around this time, the Grizzlies were still battling around 500, but the West was extremely competitive, and the fact that they were still battling around 500 with such a young team was a good sign. And Ja was the leader. His production was around the same. He would even have some 30 bombs, some 30-point double-doubles, even that 37-point double-double right there. And the Grizzlies were prepping up for a play-in game against the Warriors. Ja on the big stage would completely deliver. The Grizzlies would win this game, and Ja Morant would drop an astonishing 35, 6 and 6 in this game. And this would set up the young Grizzlies led by Ja Morant to play against the 1-seed Jazz in Ja's first ever playoff series. And in game 1 of this series, the 8-seeded Grizzlies would upset the Jazz in game 1 by 3 points, and the Grizzlies took them by storm and won this game. But the Jazz would get their lick back and end up reverse sweeping the Grizzlies, winning in 5. But most of the games were decently close, and even in one of the games, Ja did this. Dropping his career high in any game up to this point, 47 points, 7 assists. Yes, he shot 20 free throws, but still, this isn't a playoff atmosphere. Ja Morant was proving to the entire NBA world that he had arrived. And now Ja Morant's second season is over, and so his total averages would be 19 points per game, 4 rebounds per game, 7 assists per game, almost a steal. The efficiency would go down a little bit, but that's because the ball is in his hands a lot more. He's taking more shots, but he would also lead the Grizzlies to a positive record, 4 games above 500, and a playoff berth. And one thing I'm a little shocked about is how Ja ended the season with not even one All-NBA vote. I'm not saying he should have been on an All-NBA team, but not even one vote is a little weird to me. We have Zach LaVine getting a vote here, Draymond getting a vote here, and Draymond was on that play-in team that Ja beat. I don't know. I feel like he should have gotten at least one vote here. But nevertheless, we're heading into Ja Morant and the Grizzlies' third season now. They just made the playoffs. He just had an amazing 47-point game in the playoffs. The expectations are officially high. They are expected to make the playoffs, maybe even as a top 4 seed now. And oh my goodness, what a start to year 3 for Ja Morant. 37-point game, 40-point game, another 30-point game, near triple doubles. He's all over the court. He's cooking. And Ja would keep this production up all the way up until late November. And Ja Morant, he had suffered a left knee sprain that was going to be keeping him out for a while. This actually kept him out up until late December. This was a hard loss for the Grizzlies. Or was it? Because the Grizzlies seem to be winning these games with Ja out of the lineup. They actually go on a crazy win streak here. What? But then Ja would come back. His production would be insane, dropping 40 bombs, 30 bombs, and the Grizzlies were still winning basically every game here. This team is nice with and without Ja. They're going to be a problem. And they're winning so many games, and Ja is playing so good that he's starting to make somewhat of an MVP case. Yes, he's getting put in top 10s on MVP ladders now. And honestly, you just kind of had to be there for the 2022 Grizzlies. They were hitting the gritty after every win. The team was lit. Their walkouts were insane. This team was so much fun to watch, and Ja was at the focal point in the middle. And he was not slowing down as the season went on. He was speeding up. 40-point games, 30-point triple-doubles. You could tell that this dude wanted All-Star. And boom, Ja Morant All-Star starter 2022 in Cleveland. Oh my goodness, the kid from Murray State. This team is insane. Ja Morant's one of the best players. He's in the MVP talks, and now he's an All-Star starter. I want that MVP. Give me that MVP after the All-Star game. 46-point game, 52-point game on 73% shooting. He's cooking into a 30-point game. This dude is on top of the league right now. And by at this point, the Grizzlies had 40-20. They were a lock for the playoffs, probably the 2 seed, and they were just full steam ahead for the playoffs. And then Ja would have some right knee soreness, and he would be missing basically the rest of the season. But go ahead and look at this screenshot. You can see the Grizzlies are winning almost every single game with Ja Morant sitting, and this was a huge storyline at the time. The backup point guard, Tyus Jones, was no Ja Morant, but he was stepping up into that starting point guard role perfectly, giving the Grizzlies exactly what they needed to stay winning. And unfortunately for Ja Morant, even though his team was winning, it would have been more helpful for his personal MVP case if the team was losing without him, because now that the team was winning without him, it basically killed his entire case for MVP. But anyways, the Grizzlies would end as the 2 seed, and they were officially a lock for the playoffs, home court advantage, all of that, and they were expected to win in the first round against the Minnesota Timberwolves, who had just won in the play-in. And now Ja Morant had already played in a playoff series against the Jazz, and now he was going up against Anthony Edwards, who was playing in his first playoff series, and the Grizzlies would win this series in 6 games. And Ja Morant was absolutely cooking. Multiple 30-point games. We already know what he can do with that 47-point game. Multiple triple-doubles, near triple-doubles off of one stat, and Ja Morant was the head of the stake to this team. It did take him 6 games, but Anthony Edwards and Cat is a tough battle no matter what. But Ja Morant wins his first playoff series. He would also end Malik Beasley's entire career with this photo in this series. Get that gambler off of my screen. But now the Grizzlies would have a real test against the champion caliber Golden State Warriors in the second round. Oh my gosh, what Ja Morant was doing to this team was absolutely ridiculous. They go down 2-1 in the first 3 games, but 34-point near triple-double, 47 points again in the playoffs, near triple-double, and another 34-point game. He is doing everything for his team. He's absolutely cooking. He's also aura farming on the court with his words, saying we gonna have some fun to Curry after game 2, saying that this series is gonna be lit. We might even go 7. Both teams are battling. Let's go. But in that game 3 where Ja had 34 and 7, Jordan Poole would basically grab his knee and pull his kneecap out of his knee. And so Ja Morant would miss the rest of the series, and they would lose in 6 games. The Warriors would win, and they did win 1 game without Ja, but overall the Grizzlies lost the series. Would they have won with Ja? Maybe. It's still up in the air to this day. And now Ja Morant, his season is over, but let's look at his overall stats, averaging 27 points per game, 5.7 rebounds, 6.7 assists, a steal per game on nearly 50, 34, 76 shooting. Oh my gosh, no wonder this dude was in MVP talks. He was averaging an insane numbers this season. Now it's accolade time for Ja Morant. The season is over. He's out of the playoffs, but he would win Most Improved Player, which is still controversial to this day. Why should we give Most Improved Player to top picks? We should be giving them to later picks that are cooking. But anyways, he wins the award, and he also ends up 7th in MVP voting and All NBA second team. Just an amazing year 3 for Ja Morant. And if y'all are really tapped into like NBA Twitter and stuff, you'll remember this, but Ja Morant actually gave his award to Desmond Bane because he thought that Desmond Bane was more improved, or is just a sign of a good teammate. But this is just something funny that I throw in here. Now we are going into the next year for Ja Morant, year 4, and he is cooking 2 seed most improved player, all NBA team, averaging 27. The sky is the limit for this guy. Let's go into this next season. Oh my God, dude. Opening night Ja needs to be studied. Almost a 50 piece. And let's just scroll through the start of this season for Ja. He's absolutely cooking, putting on clinical triple doubles, high assist numbers, high point numbers every single night. 17 assists there. He's missing a game here and there for some tic-tac injuries, but overall, he is playing the best basketball he's ever played. And obviously, Ja Morant would be named to his second All-Star appearance. He is now a two-time All-Star in this league. And the Grizzlies were doing a whole lot of winning, not as much as they were last year, but still they're winning nonetheless. They're at the top of the West. I'm fine in the West. So yeah, Ja Morant would have this interview, I think with Malika Andrews. They were asking, oh, who are you worried about in this league? And he was like, bruh, just the Celtics. And she was like, no one in the West. And he was like, nah, I'm fine in the West. Bruh. So basically, this is what he said, and obviously it's going to come back to bite him. But shit, I'd probably say the same thing if she was standing in front of me. But anyways, Ja Morant would continue his historic season, dropping almost a 40-point triple-double. Amazing games. This is just after the All-Star game. Chapter 4, Call of Duty. What? Ja Morant fought a security guard at the mall and a boy at a pickup game? A boy like a minor? Wait, what? This is real? He beat up a 17-year-old boy, pointed a gun at him. Bruh. And why is he flashing guns on IG Live now? What is going on? Ja Morant, you were cooking face of the league almost. One of the best players in the league. Now you're ruining your whole life. You're beating up kids and you're flashing guns? So Silver had no choice but to suspend him for 8 games mid-season because of all this fiasco. And Ja Morant would serve his suspension, and in Ja Morant fashion, the Grizzlies were actually not too bad without him. They would lose a couple games, but winning majority of their games without Ja here. And Ja, after he served his suspension, would come back just basically prepping for the playoffs. And as you saw from that video, he had some ticky-tack injuries, one of them being a right hand injury, and he actually might have broken this hand. It might have been broken heading into the playoffs, but he was playing anyway. Who knows how he broke this hand? I have no idea how. There's no really evidence for how this could have happened at all. And the Grizzlies would end as the 2 seed again in back-to-back years as the 2 seed, and they are now playing the Lakers, who just came out of the play-in, as the 7 seed, and this series is expected to be really good. However, in game 1, Ja Morant would have kind of an underwhelming game, playing on a hand injury. They would lose, and then he would actually miss the second game with that hand injury, and the Grizzlies would win. And then in game 3, Ja Morant would drop 45 points and 13 assists, but they would lose the game. He would follow it up with a 19-point game. They would lose. And then in a winner-go-home game, Ja Morant drops a 31-point double-double, near triple-double with 7 assists. They would win. And then he would have a stinker in game 6, and they would lose in 6 games as the 2 seed. And so Ja Morant's season was officially over. The ups, the downs. He had an amazing start. He got suspended, makes the 2 seed, gets to the playoffs, loses in the first round. And so let's just see what his averages were. Okay, a slight regression in the points, only by 1, but he still averaged 5.9 rebounds, 8.1 assists on 46-30, so the efficiency goes down again. That doesn't really make any sense, but still an amazing season for Ja nonetheless. He's still a top 15 player easily at this point, and let's just, I guess, hope that he can stay out of trouble. Less accolade-y year for Ja here. He gets 1 MVP vote, and then he's also left out of the All-NBA teams, so kind of a rough year for Ja, ending All-NBA second team last year, not ending on one this year, falling in the MVP ladder, but maybe he can just clean up his act and bounce back. All right, Ja's on IG Live, okay? This is a little scary. Last time he was on IG Live, he was doing some weird stuff, and looks like he's just chilling with his boy. Hey, they're getting lit. Hey. Wait, what was he doing with his hand there? Wait, where's Ja? Bruh. Are you kidding me right now, Ja? You can't stay off IG Live with a gun? Why do you need to be with a gun on IG Live? You're ruining your career, bud. So Silver would end up suspending Ja for 25 games this time, because last time 8 games wasn't enough. So now we need to do 25 games, because we just need this guy to understand, get off IG Live. And Ja would serve his suspension to start the 2023-24 season. And the Grizzlies would be a whopping 6-19 without Ja. But in Ja's return, he would put the haters to bed, dropping 34 points on the Pelicans and hitting a game winner, making the defenders high five. And he would play a total of 9 games after he came back, and then he would tear his shoulder and be out for the rest of of the season. Oh no. Well, that went by fast. Ja Morant's season is over. In 9 games, he averaged 25 points, 8 assists. These stats don't matter. He played 9 games. And so the Grizzlies were complete bong dong Kong water. It was basically a wash of a year. A bunch of people were hurt. It was GG's. And they would draft Zach Edey with the 9th overall pick, starting to kind of rebuild for next year. Maybe they can get back to that 2 seed. Now this man is ready for next year. He took the entire year off. He had the shoulder tear. He had the game suspension. He only played 9 games. It's time for the 2024-25 season. Ja Morant, he's back. And he was playing pretty good to start the season, dropping a triple-double up there, 14 assists, playing pretty solid after not playing for a super long time with that shoulder injury and obviously only playing 9 games. This is a decent start, but he would slowly kind of come back to fruition. But the only thing is he was in and out of the lineup for pretty much this entire season, dealing with injuries, would go on a stretch of maybe 5 or 6 games playing and then being out with another injury, missing games here and there. It just seems like he was banged up this entire season. And yes, when he did play, he was playing pretty solid, but we wouldn't really get our first vintage Ja game until March 14th. He would drop 44 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 77% from the field. Vintage Ja, this is what we love to see. Even though it's in a loss, we love to see it. And the Grizzlies were, decent. They were a winning team, and in the West, that might not be enough, but they were sitting around 10-ish games above 500 for most of the season, maybe even more, like 15 games. But in the West, it really wasn't enough to push them back into that home court advantage or even that 2 seed that they once were. But nonetheless, they would end the season 48-34, which was only good enough for the 8 seed in the West. What a ridiculous year. And they would end up in the 7-8 play-in game, and they would lose to the Warriors, and Ja would have 22 points in this game. Decent game from Ja, but not enough to bring the Grizzlies a win. And then they would play the new look Anthony Davis Mavericks in the second play-in game, and Ja Morant would have 22 points again, 7 rebounds, 9 assists. He took 24 shots in this game, but the Grizzlies were just a better team than the Mavericks, and they would end up getting the 8 seed, and now they were going to play the historical 1 seed Thunder. And no surprise, the Grizzlies got swept. And some of the games were kind of close, but here's Ja Morant in this series, the first playoff series where he hasn't really been playing that good. 17 points, 23, 15, and then he ducks game 4. But yeah, the Lakers series was the last time we saw him, and he still had that 45-point game, so this was a little bit sad to see. And Ja Morant's totals for this season, playing in 50 games, he averaged 23, 4, and 7 on 45% shooting and 30% from the field. Again, kind of an overall regression again from Ja. Ever since that MIP season, he's kind of just been getting worse. Off the court stuff's been popping up, and he's just not the same Ja that we saw when he was grittying all over the court. And now he's at media day for the 2025-26 season after that kind of letdown of a season last year where he was injured, in and out of the lineup, wasn't playing that much, and when he did play, they lost. They got swept in the first round to a superior team, but now he's heading into the 2025-26 season. Hasn't seen an All-NBA team since 2022. And now we're caught up to modern day NBA season, and as you can see, Ja Morant starts the season off playing, deals with a calf strain, a couple games back, deals with an ankle sprain, comes back, drops a 40 bomb, vintage Ja game. Then he deals with a calf contusion on the right calf, couple games. Then he sprains his UCL in his elbow, and now he is officially out for the season. Do you believe in Ja? What do you think? Do you think he'll come back? Do you think he'll be great again one day? Do you think his career is cooked and he's going to be never as good as he was in that 2022 season? Let me know in the comments down below. I know you guys have been asking for this Files video, so I thought I would drop it for you guys. Please subscribe. These videos take a lot of time and effort. Love you all. Peace.